Jackie at? Jackie's somewhere. She wants to tell some stories. I just want to say thanks for everybody for coming out. We're all celebrating James Badger. We all know musically. We've got his family sitting in the corner over there, and there's a table with a whole bunch of pictures of him outside of the music industry, his stuff from when he was a little baby, and all the other shit he wouldn't want you to see. We can all look at it right now. And if there's anybody that wants to tell some stories about James, you know, by all means, feel free to do so. I would do so, but I'm going to plead the Fifth Amendment, because most of my stories, nobody would want to hear. Victor Wells, he came all the way from the island. He's a great friend of James and a great friend of mine. We've done a lot of stuff over the years. I'm gonna spare his family my stories, but I've known James since I was 8 years old. That's like almost 40 years. He was more than a musician friend to me and family. He was literally family. You know, so that kind of speaks for itself. But I'm gonna let Victor say a couple things here, and then Jackie's gonna say something, and the next band is gonna get set up for you.
I just had to come over here and honor one of the best friends I ever had, James Badger. My name's Victor Wells. I live in Victoria now, but played in a bunch of bands with James. I just want to, there's a couple of touchstones for me when I think of James. One was something that he repeated a lot, and it was a real theme of his life, as I saw it, which was, I have a yearn to learn. James was always trying to learn stuff. And not only that, but he had energy like nobody I know. Okay, so I was a working musician, still am, and I was playing a lot of gigs with James and a lot of other gigs. And he was doing all that and doing a day job at the same time for the whole 20 years that I knew him. It was day job, off to the gig. Day job off to the gig, week in and week out. And when he wasn't playing, he was recording or trying to learn some new skill like oil painting. But there's a theme for me when I think of James. Two themes: energy and a yearn to learn. We had one of the best things I ever did with James that wasn't musical was we went to Mexico together in 2018, and it wasn't the lay around on the beach tour, put it that way. Fortunately, we're like-minded in that respect. One day in Mexico City, we walked for 7 hours straight, and some of those walks were through museums and art galleries. And then we went down to Oaxaca. But it was the food, the culture tour of Mexico that we did together for about 10 days. And I'll never forget that. James took 2,000 pictures. 2,000! He gave them all to me. He took pictures of everything. And that was another thing he was really good at. Graphic arts. Photography. I mean, what a force of nature that little guy was. Holy shit. Anyway, I just loved him to death and miss him terribly, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be in a room full of people that cared about him like I did, and continue to do so. Cheers.
My name is Jackie Johnston, and I'd like to fatherly way. While I had always liked James, my respect for him grew immensely that night. And even more so, when as I looked at those hairy, semi-cheek coverings, I realized that they actually suited him because instead of pork chops, I could see them as chicken drumsticks. And he graciously laughed at my joke. Drumsticks, get it? Think about the drumsticks? Drumsticks. Now do you get it? It's true story, true story. And I just want to say I miss him, and his passing is a huge loss to the music community, his friends, and family. I'm so grateful for everybody that's here to make this opportunity to celebrate his life possible. Thank you.